Welcome back to the Takeout. Maine Senate candidate, Democrat Graham Platner, was on Capitol Hill meeting with Democratic lawmakers. Now, they always say these are pre-scheduled meetings, not a crisis or anything. It was on the schedule, but it does, interestingly, come on the heels of leaked sexually explicit text messages Platner exchanged with women who are not his wife. Our Aaron Navarro spoke with Democratic voters in Maine, and here's a sample.
To a certain degree, I can separate what somebody's doing in their personal life and the mistakes or whatever that they've done from how they run politically.
I'll probably, grit my teeth and vote for him because, I'm a Democrat. But it just, to me, all the enthusiasm around him, again, I wish that the Democratic Party was, finding better candidates who didn't have these flaws.
I think the bar is set so low in Washington that somebody who shows up and just says, yeah, I did these things, or yes, this was me, or this is how I was, I've apologized, and I am taking accountability for those actions is amazing.
CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins me now from Capitol Hill. So, Nikole, summarize the day for Graham Platner.
Well, we don't exactly know how it went because he didn't talk to reporters. You saw him there entering a building where he did meet with some Senate Democrats. He's also in town for a fundraiser. But look, those who are already in support of Platner remain in support of Platner. We did talk to Leader Chuck Schumer, who did say that he met with Platner, although it appears that that meeting occurred separate from this other meeting this afternoon with Senate Democrats. But he really stayed on message when I asked him about Platner's former Democratic primary rival, Janet Mills. Take a listen.
We're going to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate. Any other subject you got? Any other subject? Yes, yes.
Do you believe that Janet Mills should unsuspend her campaign?
We're going to beat Susan Collins and take back the Senate.
So he made that statement about 4 or 5 different times. In fact, that entire press conference, and Major, you're pretty familiar with these availabilities that Senate leaders hold with reporters where they're asked about different news of day topics. But this particular press conference was strictly focused on the situation in Maine because, of course, Schumer had backed Janet Mills, who eventually did suspend her campaign, which is why I asked whether or not she should unsuspend it, because she has indicated to voters in Maine that she is still on the ballot. But as you heard the leader there say multiple times, he believes that they will focus on trying to beat Susan Collins this fall. So again, I think it still remains to be seen kind of how this will play out. Obviously, we know Maine's primary is next week, so we will see what voters have to say about this.
Nikole Killion, Capitol Hill, thank you so very much.